Welcome to episode 7 of Keeping Up with the Kerslake. I'm here today with a great guy. He's been a great laugh and become actually a good pal of mine over the last year. So Mr. Mark Liston from Cavendish Professionals. How are you, mate?
Morning. Thanks for having me.
Welcome.
As you know, it's an enjoyable experience for myself. But
every time I see you now, the sticker you used to give me, literally 6 months ago, about being in front of the camera, you love it. And now every time you're coming round to it, aren't you?
And not getting paid for it. It's the ridiculous thing. But look, it's important to do these things. And as I said, step out your comfort zone sometimes.
Yeah, that's it. Cavendish Professionals actually are getting well involved in the social media side, or the video media anyway, aren't they?
Yeah, we invest heavily within it across the business now. I suppose in the last few years, we've recognised that the world has gone digital and we have to kind of follow the trends. So I'd like to think that we've got a great digital presence online on various platforms. And again, I'd recommend anyone to check it out because it truly does add value to your business and it makes the job easier a little bit and it's fun. Yeah,
exactly. So what is Cavendish Professionals, Mark?
Cavendish Professionals, in essence, is a recruitment company. We established back in 2009. It's a family-run business. We're not quite the family from the Succession series, but we all have our moments. So we operate across 3 core sectors at the minute. So construction, which is the main area that I oversee. We've got technology, which in essence is placing software development, data, SAP professionals within mainland Europe. And we also have a private home care division, which is high-end, again, 24/7 care for patients within their own homes. So 3 lucrative areas of the business, all very different. All, I suppose, when we reflect on the pandemic, it was great to have different sectors that we could rely on, and people could muck in areas where arguably there was a shortage of work in certain other sectors. So to be honest with you, we've grown over probably 12, 13 years. We started within healthcare, but you can now see we've adapted into different areas.
Yeah, super. Because that's quite the healthcare side. There's we touched on the Irish, so there's a very Irish influence of healthcare anyway, isn't there? Yeah.
Massively, yeah. So all my family's from a healthcare background. My mother was a nurse and a midwife. So when all of us, my brother and my 2 sisters, we grew up answering phones within the recruitment world, speaking to nurses, placing nurses. Again, so whether we like it or not, we fell into recruitment. The healthcare field for us has become what I would call something very vocational. That was kind of drummed into us from an early age. Again, I kind of feel sometimes construction is a very vocational trade. People tend to go in it on the basis of what their parents might have done or family members. And for us and for myself, it's just about replicating those same principles on a day-to-day basis and truly understanding why someone gets up and goes to work and why they deserve to be paid what they're paid and treated how they should be treated.
And to enjoy it as well, isn't it? Because
that's the most important thing.
All you guys, we've done quite a bit of yours now. See with the guys, the different running events you've done as well. But you can actually see on the golf day what you guys gratefully done for us. But you can see actually everyone's enjoying being part of it, isn't it?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I think I referenced to you earlier when I took on the construction side of the business, maybe about 5 or 6 years ago approximately, because we'd done a lot of legacy work in the Middle East. So we worked with the likes of Qatar Rail, we worked on projects in Kuwait. But we just thought this, in my opinion, there's no better place for construction than the UK. When you walk around central London, you see what's going on. So I thought we need to come back here and we need to try and really apply our knowledge and expertise to the UK market. And again, I'd probably reference 90% of my friends probably work within that UK construction scene. And again, you referenced the whole Irish thing there, but a core proportion of what these companies tend to be is from an Irish background. And whether we like it or not, it all links to sport, because within that sort of field and that cultural background, all everyone wants to do is talk about sport, play sport, attend sport. So it's, it all ties in, and that's how probably we're sitting here today.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Because we actually met last year at the British and Irish Trade Alliance.
Your famous
Bitter X.
Correct.
I said a few words, but will be released later. We'll hold on to I said a few things, and like yourselves and Powell actually, with them guys who were there that morning, weren't they? And there's a few faces there we'll now speak to off the back of the success from that. So if anyone looking to get involved, with a shout to the British and Irish Trade Alliance here.
Definitely. I recommend anyone to attend those events, because again, you look at it as networking, but I've made a lot of friends from it as well, like yourself, like the likes of the people at Power Day. It's just all about getting out there and speaking to people, as we always say, people by people. And again, that sometimes has to come organically.
And I think even, like I said, I rang you Monday, you're busy, but even now I come into London, obviously live outside of London, but every time I come in, there's someone probably about who can just
For a
meet for a quick
coffee
coffee.
or a beer or anything,
And you've got an hour
yeah.
or two between meetings or something. And
Yeah.
London is such a just really small place, isn't it?
It
I
is,
think,
yeah. It's funny how it works out. But again, just to touch on the bitter thing, like personally, the last few years, I had my own battles with mental health and stuff, and still continue to do. The day that I met you and you done that speech, I often think people come into your life for a reason at certain times.
Yeah.
And it was just funny how it all resonated at that moment in time. And again,
Really,
how our friendship has evolved and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's just about, for the mental health side of things, and I know it's become more prominent in recent years.
Definitely.
But it truly is a thing. It's as important as your physical health. So it's just about people getting out there, talking to people, doing things that make you happier.
Yeah.
And as I said, it's platforms like this that probably help preach the word.
Yeah, for sure. And I know you keep it saying as well, so you're always getting out there and getting amongst it, and you guys are obviously doing it as well with the media. But I think, people just keep on doing it. I think that's why we said just sport, because I know that you guys do. Obviously, everyone's got some love in sport, and if you can keep on saying someone shouting sport out of them week in, week out, in the head they're thinking, when did I last go and play, or when did I last go to the gym, or do something. So it's like that kind of. I know Will Poulsen always says, he said to me, the ripple effect, really. I won't personally go out and help all these people, but if we keep shouting it, the masses will everyone will start talking about it, and will create hopefully a change what sees a lot more success.
Funny enough, as you said, sport for me is my escape.
Yeah.
Whenever I don't feel good,
100%.
The first thing I'll do is play football, go to the gym, play golf, do kickboxing, do something, or go for a run, or even a walk. It's just about whatever it might be, endorphins that are released, obviously, but what it does for your own physical and mental health is just undeniable.
I always say silent therapy that people don't
Silent
realise.
therapy is a good way of putting it,
They're saying until someone takes it away from you, so you can't do that. Then I think we mentioned this with Tara actually when we spoke about it. In your 20s, when you're a teenager and kids, you're in teams all day, every day, aren't you? At school and outside. Then when you're literally in your 20s, you can still get amongst it with your mates and that, and then obviously family life creeps in your 30s, and I think because of the pressures of life there, I think a lot of people fall away from having that routine of being in a team, and that ties up with actually probably those worst years of what mental health in men is. I think mid-30s to mid-40s, whatever. And I think there is definitely something there.
And it is evolving. Being in a changing room now is probably being different to being in the changing room 10 years ago. Yeah, you can see if someone's not okay, and the whole stigma or vibe is completely different. It's a different conversation, and
that's 100% right. Actually, it is a different conversation.
That's so important for every individual, because as you said, you might have loads of people that you can go and talk to at home, but Joe Bloggs over here might have no one. And if one person can recognise that and help him, then that's the important thing.
And that's the thing with it, is because I always thought when I was probably at dark days that I was the only person in the world who was having dark days. And I wanted to go out. I remember we're going to go out and be so negative to the construction industry in a way, and just tell everyone what I think, and this is so wrong, what's going on, and this and that. And I was like, that will probably funny enough, luckily didn't go out and say what I wanted to say there at that moment in time. And then I realised that's probably going to keep me, I'll probably be lasting 5 minutes if I go like that, and then I'll burn all your bridges and you get nowhere, do you? But if you can take that and turn it into a positive.
The education is everything nowadays, and again, it's incredible to see companies or charities like yourself that are investing, fundraising, everything, but it's just raising awareness more than anything, to show people there is people out there you can speak to, and don't make any rash decisions before you actually consult with others, because if you can open your mouth and talk to someone, you'll feel better in 1 or 2 or 5 or 10 minutes, whatever it might be.
Definitely, because it is literally that, isn't it? Because I come away for a long weekend away with some mates for a stag do last week. I knew the Monday was
going to be self-inflicted though. So.
It's 100% self-inflicted, but I knew the week before, I knew the next Monday is going to be hard.
Of course, and it
was very hard, But it's moments. I think people can, and I think that was self-inflicted. It was, but I think that's where people obviously go and have a beer and that and feel better for things. But when it becomes a bit too much, and then suddenly, you can know when alcohol just brings you down.
Yeah, but it's a spiral effect. One thing leads to another, and then unfortunately, but that's just the nature of life. It's just about, I suppose, control and knowing. It's recognised, isn't it? That's what we say now. It's vital. And I know I speak with so many guys on the ground, and there's at the moment, obviously working with yourselves as well. And now the idea is to get this education to the guys on the ground, because none of them know anything about it or educated in any way. That when these dark days do come, then what do you do? And then people don't know, and they think there's a quick way out with the long term effects. But it's realising people going, right, I do feel rubbish at the moment, but in a couple of days or this afternoon, I'm going to be back in the game. But for us as a company, as like an ethos and values, so we invest so heavily within our CSR, and again that relates to people, community, sustainability are the three kind of core pillars, we could call it. The main one there is people. At the end of the day, if we do not know our construction workforce, for example, how can we expect for them to go out and represent us on a day-to-day basis? These people are your brand ambassadors to an extent. And if someone isn't feeling good, it is important for us to recognize that, or do everything in our power to recognize it.
Yeah.
And as you said there, most people don't know what to do. That is part of the problem. If we can give one person a tip or a bit of advice or a shoulder to cry on, whatever it might be, that then could change everything, which is massive. So for ourselves, every single day, week, month, we invest so heavily within our construction workforce and checking in on physical and mental health and all other factors. But I just think that needs to become not a structure thing, but just part of life.
Yeah.
That's how you have to treat people.
Definitely.
Simple as that.
I think that's as well. I stalked your YouTube channel to start this week, actually. So I was had a bit of time. I was on there, but I think that's so much what you guys do, and it's just get that camera, you put it in front of all the workforce in the offices, everyone. And it brings the different character. It takes away that kind of pressure of the work environment, doesn't it? So
definitely.
Because I do it all the time. We put the camera only be rolling. You only press record, but people just like go into this different mode. But then after 1 or 2 days, people actually you look forward to it again, don't you? If I'm going to go and do it. But I think that brings out characters.
Take today. So no, but it's true. It's just again, laughter is a big cure for anything. And if you can have a laugh doing something, whether it's a serious topic or not a serious topic, it does invoke sort of positive energy as well, which is massive. And again, even when you attended our golf day earlier this year, which again was a major success, I had so many people come up to me and kind of, they hadn't really ever heard of sort of a charity like yourself on that scale where someone has gone through an experience. Yeah. And it touched so many people, which is again, credit to yourself. But the reality is we need to keep doing that every day. And it's not just to throw mental health in front of people. No. It's to show that, right, if we go out and have a kick around or a rugby match or a golf day or whatever, we just get talking. That's natural. You know, if you have a round of golf with 3 of your mates, it's a laugh for 4 hours generally.
Some people play a bit too much golf now, don't they?
Yeah. so I hear.
No, not all. But yeah, like you say, and I think even if you can have that kick about, even if you don't feel like you need it or you feel like you got to do it, you just do it anyway. It's subconsciously helps, doesn't it? Are you still playing anything now? So you obviously
everything,
we've been known to play a bit of golf together here and there.
Last June, I fractured my knee, unfortunately, playing football. So again, when you speak about not being able to do something, for a year, that did hit me. I couldn't even bloody go to the gym or anything. But I'm back now. I'm fit and healthy. I'm playing 11 aside, playing golf, go to the gym, kickboxing. Started playing tennis a few weeks ago, which is different. So for me, it's a short time while you're young, so you have to kind of make the most of it. I find the day I'm not able to go and run. So you literally from breaking your leg or doing that to your leg, you literally learned so much about obviously not just your physical side, but mental just a bit of probably I call it mental resilience. Again, at the start it was terrible. Again, I was just chatting to people and everyone's saying, right, still come and watch and do whatever you can, still be included. Yeah, and that made such a difference because people don't kind of forget about you for 6 months or a year. Yeah, definitely. And again, I'm not an elite footballer, but it goes back to the principles of grassroots football or anything. It's just as important as being the mentality and everything is still the same. We get a lot when I speak to people, and you'll get some people there who had bad injuries over the years, and they say that getting involved with construction sports is not good for us. I can't play football anymore. I'm like, no, just be part of the team. I'm not saying be part of construction sport, but the kids at the weekend, you can be the coaches for the team. That can be your outlet, can't it? It can be the guy who puts the flags, the caretaker of a pitch. Because I think a lot of the Premiership grounds still do it. Actually, watching Arsenal's All or Nothing on Amazon, the photographer's there, and he's a fan. He's a photographer, and he talks, and he's just part of this professional team. He's just a photographer. Well, if they had lost that game, that would have come out a bit different.
He would have been gone.
No, I get your point, and it's about, as I said,
inclusion.
You have to connect with every single person, not just the manager. You have to connect with backroom teams and all of that, and it just goes back to being part of a team. And even if you're playing golf, there's a team somewhere in and around you. Yeah, definitely. So it's, again, sport. I know you said you had your injuries this year, which probably didn't help, but it's how you bounce back, I think, a lot of it. Yeah, 100%. I've even just done my hamstring went in February, I think it was. I've done that. It was only about 6 weeks. It wasn't too bad. But yeah, just thinking then, I was like, I really want to play. In your head, you really want to play, and you know your body's fouling you. And physically, you're being fouled, but you're mentally then thinking, I've got to get through this. But 100%. Jason Fox broke his leg, didn't he? The guy, Foxy, off of a SAS program. But I think he's spoken quite well about it over the last few months. He didn't realise where it was going to take him. Of all his battles he's had, and then suddenly he didn't realise the stress of literally just
taking, and like you say, it can be a quick spiral that can.
Yeah, to use the cliche, it's the knockbacks that make you a bit stronger. And again, I do kind of feel that, but you need your support network around you. Do you know what I mean? And touch wood, I had that: family, friends, partner, colleagues, everything. So I had people I could turn to, and unfortunately, not everyone is fortunate enough to have that. So it's about always checking in. And
I think that's a good one for even businesses to realise, isn't it? As employers, you've got to realise that not everyone in the staff, and especially I suppose what would have been the Irish background, or you still do it. You've got the Irish boys come over, don't they, from Ireland every Monday morning, go back on a Friday. But the Eastern European lads who haven't seen family for months and months and months, years because of COVID. Where are those people? Like in their head, isn't it? And they're doing everything day in, day out, and they're going to see their family in the future, but they don't know when that is, do they? And when these dark days come upon them.
And it's important, like us as a company, what we decided earlier this year is we actually take a lot of our, particularly the trades and labours workers, to matches. We take them to the football, we take them to the rugby, and we take them to these various different things, because that's stuff that probably a lot of them aren't doing. Yeah. And as you said, if you're living on your own and you're going to work Monday to Friday, it's tough. It can be a tough existence for anyone. I don't care who you are, but things like that can be an escape. And as I said, you'll go there, and there might be language barriers, but you always find a way to communicate. And that's the beauty, I think, of sport and how it relates particularly to our industry. Yeah. And again, our company, I can't say sort of highly enough how much we invest within sport and mental health. So that's why, again, our businesses have become so aligned, and the likes of Power Days and Flannery's and these companies, we all believe in the same values, I think. So it's just about working with like-minded businesses. And earlier you sent me the email about a 3-day marathon walk, which I'm still questioning. But these sort of challenges are challenges, but again, that get me thinking how can that motivate other people as well? Yeah. So it's do you know what I mean? It's exciting times.
How did you find the walk when we done you was with us with Twickenham? We walked along the river.
So Fulham won the championship that day, so I had to sit on my hands the whole day and then dread a walk at 12 midnight. Being brutally honest, the walk was very tough. The hardest part was probably doing it through the night, because I haven't done a night shift since university probably. And the main point of it was, we got talking for 9 hours, 40 minutes, I think it took us. Yeah. It was just incredible to talk to so many different people, and I've met so many people from it. Would I be rushing back to do one? I don't know just yet. But again, I've found it harder than doing the running marathon, in my opinion. Yeah. Again, probably duration, but
I've heard it from a few people that,
it's just it's probably duration, but it's just it done so much, I think, for everyone's mental health, and I think that was massive. So again, roll on the next one. Yeah, see,
because I still can't get my head around it. Everyone says about the sports, all the sports we do, we've done golf day, football days, all these different sports, but the walks are just an absolute winner. And it's strange why it's just and everyone goes, just a walk. Like, why is it so beneficial?
And the beauty of it is anyone can take part.
Yeah.
Like in most cases, anyone's capable of walking, even a little bit. Yeah. So it's just about that sense of inclusion, I'd say. And again, it's not that you have to challenge yourself and do a 20k run. Yeah. But if you want to do, I think when we done it that time, some people took part for 1 mile, a few miles, 26 miles. Just do what you're comfortable with.
Yeah. Well, Kev, for instance, Kev Downton, because Kev actually said he was writing himself off. He said, I'll be literally put down at 6 miles. When I first spoke to him, he said, bad knees, all this, and all this sound, this is wrong, this is wrong. I won't do it. I'm going to do it though, so I'm going to be there. I'll do it. He done 22 miles, and he gone, he lives in a 3-story house as well, so he didn't go up to the top room for about a week.
But you have to. Again, what I learned over time is you have to trust your body. Your body is capable of more than what you think.
Yes, so much more.
Even doing a marathon or doing a walk or doing whatever it might be, climbing a mountain. Believe in yourself, trust yourself a bit more, and you won't believe what you can achieve.
Yeah, it's incredible, isn't it? Yeah. I think they even say that, don't they? Like, there's such a small percentage of our ability that we've not even 30%, is it? Limitless is the best song for that, isn't it?
Ultra marathons next time,
Ultra marathons, we've got there's going to be a big one coming up. But so Fulham's your team, isn't it? What's life like as a Fulham fan?
Well, we're a Premiership team again, and hopefully we'll be there for more than 9 months this time. But hopeful, we've got season tickets there. We go down pretty much every week.
Craven Cottage.
It's a unique stadium where we're a friendly club, you could call it.
It's one of the best impressive ones. We've done the walk the other week. It's brick built.
We've got the new stand which has just gone up, and they've actually put a swimming pool in the roof of it, which is completely unnecessary, but I'm sure there's purpose to it. But no, I'd recommend anyone to go down and watch it. It's a good day out watching the football, and I can assure you won't get any grief.
And lifelong Fulham fan, is it?
Lifelong, yeah, and we're big Celtic fans as well, so we go up there occasionally. And
do you? Celtic, is it? Yeah.
So rugby fans as well. We support Munster and go to a lot of those games. And
I bet it's a good day out Munster, isn't it?
Yeah, as you can imagine, yeah.
We're in Ireland, is it? My Irish.
It's
south
like
west.
Limerick areas. It's down in the south.
Yeah, so okay, gotcha.
So and then we go down to London Irish. Thankfully, is about 5 minutes from my house, so we go down there a fair bit now as well. So it's just what we have to think. London Irish, in my opinion, has got so much potential as a club. Yeah. Because of where it is, because of the nature of it. And funny when I go there, the amount of construction people that go there is just
so
incredible.
Good that they've got that into West London, isn't it?
1,000,000%.
From Reading.
It's completely different. It's a completely different team, I think, now. And again, what the likes of Power Day have done for it and all the other sponsors is just incredible. But it's down to, I suppose, supporters to keep going and try and push that club on a bit further.
I think, it's going to go, isn't it? Because you literally see it now. Wasps are in a head of a mess at the moment. I think they've just had a bit of good news this morning. But
they're still up in Coventry, are they?
They're in Coventry, because they were London Wasps, and it went just Wasps, didn't it? Because of their financial struggles of trying to be in London. Well, they were Wycombe, wasn't they? Wycombe Wanderers. And now I think someone's come in last night and they've done there's a few things going wrong there because Coventry's pitch has been written off. The football team can't play because the pitch is too bad.
I've seen that.
Loads of financial stuff. It's all going wrong, and someone said we should take it back to London, and someone said it's too late. London Irish have got in there. They've taken that area.
Who's your team? Saracens? Or?
I suppose I'd follow Saracens. Yeah, I've never really been like a diehard follower of someone. Good friend of mine, Dom Morris, who's obviously ambassador for us in the background. He plays there in the centres for Saracens, so he's there. But his brother Ollie as well, he's down at Worcester. I played at Worcester when I was 16, 17. Broke my nose in 30 seconds and come off, and then
good day, good
day, but I've never massively. I like it. There's not many clubs I don't like. I just like watching rugby. Friday night.
The rugby's different. I find you can go and watch any game, and you'll get a buzz. You'll end up.
I find the real people of allegiance to a rugby club don't play rugby. Like the people, and I think that's because rugby games predominantly kick off at 3:00 on a Saturday, and so does rugby grassroots. So I still think it's quite strange really that the whole of Premiership rugby kicks off at 3:00. When everybody likes rugby, plays rugby, is kicking off at the same time. So if there was a way it went to like Sunday, or it wouldn't work. I don't know how it'd work. I'm not clever, but I do like Friday night games. 7, just because I get home, the kids go to bed, and then I can catch a bit. I normally catch a second half. My wife will be next to, she'll fall asleep, and then I can catch the second half of the game.
Put it on,
or if I'm around my in-laws, me and my father-in-law will watch the whole game. And but it's kind of one of those. But Saracens don't play because of I think contractually with the local council, they don't play Friday night games.
I suppose where it is.
It's a bit of a shame because I'd be all over that. But
and just funny enough, I went to the Women's Euros final as well.
Did you? Yeah.
And honestly, it was one of the best games I've ever been to. So
whole different audience to the men's final.
Completely different. But do you know what? It was such a good vibe the whole day. Like it was just incredible to see 88,000 or whatever the number was that were there into Wembley, and it was just a great game. Do you know what I mean, to watch? And as I said,
big family settings, a lot of kids.
Massively. So many kids, which is good because again, as with we always keep referring to now, that's the next generation. Whether you're bringing them to sport, to your team, or whether you're bringing them to a certain trade, that's who you need to invest in.
That's what you need to do.
And do you know what I mean? Pricing and stuff was fair. I think tickets were 15, 20 quid. Do you know what I mean? And if you do that for
win-win.
For a football match, a Premier League football match, you're looking at probably £75, £100.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I was sick because I remember going to West Ham as a kid, went to Upton Park, and I was in with some family friends who were season ticket holders, so we were in wherever we was in the ground. I wasn't terrified, but I'd never heard language like it in my life. And I still to this day say, "Will I take my boy and stick him in?" And I wouldn't. Wouldn't stick him in the crowd with all that going on. It was absolutely savage. But the idea of going to a women's game where you know that it's a whole different vibe to it. Even the game was different, wasn't it? Like the girls, I've noticed. I think if you mentioned it, the game's played like the men used to in terms of there's no jumping on the floor.
There's no diving. There's no rolling around. There's none of that. They just get on with it, which is good. But it's important for the country to recognise that and now significantly invest in it, because at the end of the day,
the potential
there's such potential there for that to really be sort of driven on, and that's so important, I think, for particularly women's sport.
Yeah, definitely. I think we can see it. And again, there's obviously hope with the construction world of the women coming into the construction sector as well. There's obviously a market for everybody.
Yeah, and again, I know you done a walk quite recently, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Was it in London or where did you go?
With the girls? Yeah, it was in London. Yeah, we finished at Rising Sun when we didn't we? Yeah, so we walked just along the river basically, 8 or 9 miles up and down the river. It was really interesting, see, because those girls. With the videos going to go out next week, actually, of that.
Yeah.
Sponsored by PodTrack, thank you very much, Mr. Paul O'Donnell. They love construction because of the masculinity. They love it for what it's like. And they were in a way, they were like, they don't want it to turn pink and sparkly. They were like, the industry's brilliant. We just need to make sure people know this.
I suppose the takeaway point of everything is sport, construction, whatever it is, has to be inclusive for everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's the same rules for everyone. And I think we're starting to get to that stage. We're not there yet. We're probably still a mile off, but it's a case of we're getting there.
So one company the other day actually, like women's toilets, and that's always like a thing on sites and that. And I can remember it, hands up. I remember it on a project, and literally, the girls' toilets on that project. I wasn't running it, but that was a storage room just for boxes and boxes put in. That was there's a spare room where it gets used once every 6 months maybe. So just do it in there. But that's obviously not going to attract any women to the site, is it?
Of course, yeah. Times are changing. So
times are changing, and if only for the right reasons, isn't it? Yeah, but no, super. So hurling and Gaelic football then, anything with it? Because that's the Irish influences in London
definitely.
now, isn't it?
So my family's from Limerick and Monaghan. So Limerick, we won the hurling championship just quite recently. That's the 3rd year in a row.
Yeah.
So we'd be very successful on that front.
Yeah.
Gaelic football, so it's dominated generally by a few teams.
They're both non-professional as well, aren't they?
Yeah. So the lads don't get really paid anything, or don't officially get paid anything. I'm sure they do somewhere, but
terms and conditions apply.
It's a different mindset I find in Ireland. It's a case of you take more pride when you play for your county or even your local team, whereas here, the first thing someone asks is how much are you going to pay me, and that's the difference between the cultural thing. But again, if I had my way, these people have to be paid. It's a professional sport. They're training 3-4 nights a week.
You get 100,000 people at Croke Park and things.
I think Croke Park is approximately 80,000-90,000. I think so. It's crazy.
An amateur game.
But if you go to Ireland, probably there's so many of my cousins and friends and everything there that have no interest in football. They like Gaelic football and they like hurling, because it's somewhat of a mix up between rugby and football to an extent. So you get the best of both worlds a little bit. And it's a great sport to watch. And
you don't cross counties, do you? If you play for one team, you don't.
Yeah, generally not. And if you do, it's very, very much frowned upon. But
has it been known?
But it has happened on a few occasions. But it's not something that goes through people's heads. If you're born in a place, you represent that place.
Yeah.
And that's massive. And again, I even think like rugby, we've seen changes. If you look at the Irish rugby team now, there's probably a lot of New Zealand born and stuff.
Yeah.
But these people have moved to Ireland and they now class themselves as Irish. And if you hear them,
take pride in it.
Anyone is open to that as well, of course, because at the end of the day, if you have to kind of feel at home somewhere, and if your home is there, then fair play, represent your works in our favour. That all of them are very good rugby players, but it's just a case of to go back to hurling and Gaelic football. It's very much a pride thing in Ireland. You have to represent where you're born. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to give it a go one day. So I've clashed with a Gaelic footballer once on a football match, 5-side. I found out it was a Gaelic footballer the hard way, put it that way.
Yeah. Well, we actually, funny enough, Cavendish, we sponsor a Gaelic team now called St Brendan's, and they've invited us, the whole office, down for a training session. I think it's in the next few weeks or something.
Amazing.
So you're more than welcome to come and join in.
For sure. I'll get the hamstrings ready.
Battered and bruised, but I'm sure we'll have a bit of a laugh. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, so I've clashed with one of them before, and I'll take it easy. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Know your limits.
No, spot on. But Mark, thank you for coming along.
No,
Mark
pleasure,
Liston,
mate. Thank you for having me.
Cavendish Professionals, episode 7. You're going to see more of Mark. He's getting very much used to the camera nowadays, aren't you? So,
God, I dread it. But
Cavendish Professionals have been supporting construction sport now. We're taking things a little bit further at the moment into discussions. What's great, and look forward to the future, Mark.
Yeah.
Cheers. Over to episode 8. Thank you.